All right, let's talk about something we've all been through. You're having a great shower, it's nice and hot, and then you look down and you realize you're standing in an ankle-deep puddle of gross, murky water. Ugh, it's the dreaded slow-draining tub. But what's really happening down there in the dark? Today, we're putting on our detective hats and cracking the case of the bathtub blockage.
So what is the secret behind that stubborn clog? You might think it's just a bunch of hair, and yeah, that's part of it. But the truth? It's more like a full-on conspiracy. It's a whole gang of different culprits, all working together to bring your plumbing to a grinding halt.
So, if we're going to solve this thing, we need to take a closer look at the evidence. It's time to pull back that drain cover, metaphorically speaking, and meet our lineup of clog-causing criminals.
Okay, first up in our rogues gallery is plumbing's most wanted fugitive, the hairball horror. And yeah, this is the prime suspect in pretty much every single bathtub clog, and for a very, very good reason.
But here's the thing you need to understand about hair. It isn't a lone wolf in this operation. Not at all. Its real power is that it acts like the skeleton for the clog. It creates this tangled web that's perfect for grabbing onto everything else that tries to go down the drain.
So here's how it goes down. First, those long strands of hair get caught up and cling to the walls of your pipes. Then they team up with all the soap and body oils flowing past, which makes them super sticky. This creates a tangled, stubborn net that just keeps growing and growing over time, slowly narrowing the pipe until water can barely squeeze through. It's a slow, sneaky takeover of your plumbing.
And you know, every great villain needs an accomplice, right? Well, meet the hairball horror's slimy partner in crime, the Scum Syndicate. And this isn't just one thing. We're talking about a whole gang of grime working together.
So this soap scum, it's basically the sticky glue that holds this whole criminal enterprise together. Just think about it for a second. All the soaps, the body oils, those thick, creamy conditioners and hair gels, they all leave behind this nasty, filmy residue that is just waiting to cause problems.
And here's its MO. The syndicate creates that sticky film, which pretty much acts like flypaper for any hair or other little bits of debris. Then it helps compact all that stuff together into a dense, really stubborn mass. And that's what can slow your drain to a pathetic crawl or just stop it completely.
Okay, our final group of culprits, these guys are the sneakiest of them all. We call them the silent saboteurs, and they're the problems you just don't see coming. One of them works slowly over years, while the other one can strike in a split second.
So you've got two very different operators here. First, there's the creeper. That's the mineral buildup you get from hard water. It's a super long-term problem. These crusty deposits slowly, almost invisibly, narrow your pipes year after year. And then you have the ambusher. That's a dropped object, like a bottle cap or a razor head. Wham! It creates an immediate, sudden blockage that can bring everything to a dead stop.
Okay, enough doom and gloom about the villains. The good news is, you are not helpless in this fight. You can absolutely fight back. So let's shift gears and talk about your official drain defense plan. It's all about getting proactive.
And here's the most crucial takeaway. Preventing a clog is so much easier than clearing one out after it's formed. Seriously. By taking just a few simple, proactive steps, you can keep these culprits from ever setting up shop in your pipes to begin with.
And it all boils down to these three key moves. First, get a hair strainer or a drain cover. It is without a doubt the single most effective way to stop the main offender in its tracks. Second, make it a habit to flush your drain with really hot water after a shower. It helps melt away that sticky soap scum. And third, once in a while, use a plumbing-approved drain cleaner. An enzyme-based one is usually best. It's gentler on your pipes, just to keep things flowing nice and smooth.
So that's all great for prevention, but what do you do if it's already too late? What if you're standing in that dreaded shower puddle right now? What if the enemy has already breached your defenses? Don't worry, we've got a plan for that too.
Your first line of active defense, your first responder on the scene, is the good old trusty plunger. It's a classic for a reason. For a lot of minor clogs, a few good, solid plunges can create enough pressure to dislodge that blockage and get the water moving again. Now, if the plunger just isn't cutting it, it's time to escalate. You got to bring out the plumber's snake, sometimes called a drain auger. This thing lets you go right down into the pipe to physically break up or even pull out that stubborn, compacted mess of hair and gunk.
And finally, and this is important, know when it's time to call in the professionals. If you've tried everything else and that clog will not budge, or if you think there's a much deeper issue going on, just call for backup.
It's the smartest move to ensure you get a safe, lasting solution without accidentally damaging your pipes.
So there you have it. You know the culprits, you know their methods, and now you have the entire defense plan. The only question left is, with all this new intelligence on your side, is your drain prepared for its next battle?